So there are approximately 600 million family farms today. And we know that family farms and smallholder farms, so farms that have land area of less than 10 hectares, are contributing to 1/3 of the overall food supply in the world, which means you take a plate, divide it into 3 parts, 1/3 will have come from a smallholder farm. If we don't talk about financing and the financing needs of these smallholder farms, we are essentially imperiling the food supply and our nutrition today. That's why this conference is superbly important with its focus on financing. So there are, like I said, 600 million family farms across the world. The challenge is, because these are small farms, are essentially one, because they are small, it becomes really hard to aggregate them. Second, because they are family farms, they don't usually work in the formal sector, they work in what's called the informal sector. That means that they don't have the ability to get financing from banks because they don't have collateral. They're also seen as far more risky than those larger, large monocropping farms. So financing is a big part of their challenge, but it's also coming from a perception of risk, the challenge of aggregation, and the challenge of essentially providing the services to very, very modular farms all across the world. This is the challenge, but we have solutions. The coming together or the symbiotic relationship between private and public is really important. Remember that private would like to get money, but they're interested in the risk-return ratio. The public wants the private to come in, but they want to also see impact. That's why the symbiosis or the partnership of these two is really key. But the private sector does not want to see very high risk. And that's where public sector can come in to take away that risk, de-risk, transfer, or mitigate that risk. Many of the blended finance solutions that we have today, which provide guarantees or do first or second loss capital, or provide equity financing or even debt financing or risk financing, become very good instruments where the public and private sector can work together to reduce the risk, make it possible for the private sector to get the return on their investment, but also provide the impact that the public sector is really keen to get. There are many examples that IFAD or FIDA is taking on board. One is ARCAFIM, which is the adaptation for rural climate adaptation financing in Africa, that we are partnering with Equity Bank on the ground to provide these kind of credit lines.